Hey fam, welcome back to a new Costco Canada haul. In today's video, I'm sharing everything I picked up for the week. It's a new month, which means I'm resetting. I'm getting a bunch of things that I don't normally get on a weekly basis. And I also decided to start a little bit of back to school shopping for my daughter. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into this week's haul. First up, I grabbed 2 bunches of organic bananas. I grabbed a very yellow bunch and a greenish bunch. I'm hoping I can make some banana muffins or banana bread with some of this. Let's see how that goes. Lately, we've been going through bananas a lot. I also picked up a watermelon. This is a mini one. The big one just cost too much money, so I went ahead and grabbed this for now. I also picked up a bag of Gala apples. Ambrosia has just been hit and miss lately, so I switched back to Gala, and I hope that these are good because they do actually cost a little more than the Ambrosia, and I was hoping to get one of the most affordable options available. This week, they just happen to not have as many fresh apples available. I also picked up a package of strawberries. These have been really good and affordable lately, so went ahead and grabbed that. And I also picked up some cherries, which happened to be cheaper than it was the last time that I picked them up. But we love cherries, and this goes in like one day, one sitting at our house. I also picked up some broccolini. We love this, especially when you put it on the grill. And that's exactly what I plan to have my husband do, grill up some of this broccolini. We just love it a lot. Next up, I grabbed a bag of the mini cucumbers. We really like these as well, and they're just good to snack on. They're good to toss in the kids' lunch bags as well. And then over here, I really was in the mood for asparagus, and they had fresh asparagus, so I picked them up. These are more like the marker size, but there are some that are more pencil, so I'll just have to make sure that I cook them pretty well because the cooking time will probably vary for some versus the pencil size. On my shop today, I noticed that there was a KFI roadshow. They were sampling this sauce, which is a very spicy sauce, and I really liked it. They served it with chickpeas. So I went ahead and picked up one of this. I can either do it with chickpeas or I can do it with chicken. I also picked up the spicy butter chicken. This is really, really good, and it's not as spicy, but it is spicy. So if you're not a fan of heat, you'll probably not like any of these sauces. They do have some options that are less spicy, but I happen to like the spice. I also picked up the tikka masala. This is just going to be something quick and easy that I can prep for my lunches throughout the week. And this is like a mild, well, not really mild, more like a medium. But I really like this too, and I know you can make it from scratch at home, but this is for one of those days when you want something quick and easy and you don't have time to do the work. So all 3 were together in a bag. You can mix and match any flavors that you want, and I opted for a bunch of the mediums and one of the very spicy because that was really good. I also picked up another pack of this wild pink salmon. This is the salmon that I use in T-Bone's dog food. It's really good for humans as well. It's just great quality and super tasty. But I've been using this in his food lately, so before the sale ended, I figured I would just get one more. Down here, I picked up a pack of the organic chickpeas in a can. I wanted to buy fresh chickpeas, but if you know why I didn't do that. It's the same brand and everything, but I figured this is just a safer bet for me. Plus, if I want to do this sauce with the chickpeas and some rice really quickly, I can without having to prep the chickpeas in advance. So these 3, and this was not on my shopping list, but after sampling it at the sample table, I figured I want to make that for myself at home. So I'll actually show you how I put it together in this video. So stay tuned for some food inspo. Next up, I picked up another pack of the Kicking Horse coffee because I tried it and it was really, really good. And I just wanted to have an extra bag on hand for whenever my first bag is finished. I already have a reserve bag lined up. Down here, I grabbed half and half cream for my coffees. This is just super affordable at Costco, and I think it's the cheapest price getting it at Costco. I also bought some 2% organic milk. This is something that we get on a regular basis. I also picked up a package of lamb chops. This is $26, and we really like lamb chops a lot, so went ahead and picked that up because it was way cheaper than steak. Steak today was like $100, so I figured let me get 2 meat options instead. At least it'll last us a bit longer. And I really like this lamb chops. Today I decided to try something new. I have had veal before, but I've never bought this package from Costco ever. I like that they're thin cut because I plan to have my husband just grill these up on the grill like super quick. I'm gonna do some oil, salt, and pepper, that's it, and serve it with some veggies. So I figured let me just try this because it's still cheaper than the steak, and at least we'll be switching it up so we don't get bored of eating the same thing every single week, even though we love to have lamb every week. I also picked up some mini bella mushrooms. You know, we've been grilling that on the grill and it's just super good. But if we're gonna do like a pasta night without any meat, mushrooms are always a way to just add some protein and veggies into the diet. So we really like these mushrooms. They've just been really good lately. Down here, I picked up a bag of our favorite blueberries. This is the wild blueberries. I love when this is on sale because it's a great time for me to stock up, but it wasn't on sale and we're completely out, and the girls have been really into making smoothies lately, so I picked up some of these for snacking because they love to snack on it from frozen, and we also use it in our smoothies. I also picked up this tropical fruit medley for our smoothies as well. We've been just going through smoothies a lot, especially now that the weather is getting a bit warmer. This is a cool treat that you can just put together and have something healthy really quickly. Over here, I picked up the fire roasted primavera veggies. This is so good. I like it because it's got zucchini in there, broccoli, peppers, onions, all the things that I love to put on the grill. But if it's gonna be a rainy day or it's too hot to go outside and grill, it's also made with avocado oil, so that's another reason why I love it. But this is really good when you saute it up in a pan. You can also put it in the oven, and I know some people have put it in the air fryer as well, but this takes just a few minutes to saute in a pan, and it tastes like you made it on the grill. So just in case we don't get to make it outside to do the veal with some veggies, I know that I can do the veal with these veggies instead inside, because this is also really easy to just fry up in a pan real quick. I also picked up more of our favorite chicken strips. These are so good. Wish that there was a sale, but I will keep an eye out for a sale on it so I can get a price adjustment. Hampton House makes the best chicken tenders ever that you can buy. So picked up a bag to go in the freezer, or a box I should say, to go in the freezer. I also grabbed some string cheese that happened to be on sale, so I went ahead and picked that up for the kids. Over here, I noticed that these Columbia outdoor blankets were on sale, and I wanted to get it because we need this for picnics and stuff like this. It's great for camping, it's great for the beach, it's just great to keep on hand. So I'll probably just keep it in my trunk for my car, because likely wherever we go, we're always going to be in the car. So this is something I might store there so I know where it is. I have another picnic blanket, one that's also waterproof, and I have no idea where it is, so we obviously can't use it if I can't find it. But I really like this print because it had this design on it, and it's a little bit darker, so if it gets dirty it'll be much easier to clean off. And I also decided to pick up some blackout curtains we needed for one of the girls' rooms. I grabbed this light gray heather color, and I thought that it would just be good to put in the room. We have these all over our house. I only buy them at Costco. There's 2 panels that come in the box. They're good for keeping the light out. Obviously they're blackout. But they're good for noise reduction as well, and they're also good for keeping the temperature of your house more regulated. You know, sometimes when the sun is beaming in, it makes inside your house get really hot, so if you close your curtains or these curtains, it kind of helps keep the heat out, and it also helps keep the cold out in the winter months too. So I've been using these curtains for years now, like at least 3 years or more, and I don't buy my blackout curtains anywhere else because the price is always the best when you get this at Costco, and there happened to be a sale, so it was perfect timing for me to go ahead and pick that up. Last but not least, I grabbed Roots backpacks for the kids and Roots lunch bags for the kids. So I went ahead with this lavender floral design, and I got the matching lunch bag. Lunch bags do not come with containers anymore. That was so like 2 years ago. Now you pay the same price for no containers, but at least you have a good lunch bag. So I like that it has the 2 different zipper sections. You can also expand it, and it's insulated on the inside. So this will be packed away for back to school for next year. The backpack is also really nice. It's got a bunch of compartments. It's a fair size, and it has like a space at the side for your water bottles, but it also has like a zipper side as well. So when they put things that they don't want to easily get lost, at least they can zip it closed. And I really like the size of it. I also picked up this print, which I also really like. It's like a magenta color with stripes, and I like the blue detailing on the zipper. This also comes with like a strap, so you can wear it like the long way. But I really just like Roots stuff. I find that the quality is really good. And of course I got the matching backpack to go with it. So that is everything I picked up this week. I spent way more than I wanted to. Literally, the lunch bag and the backpack combined is $100. This is, you know, not really a part of the plan, but I needed to get it anyway for summer outings. I want to go to Niagara-on-the-Lake this summer and do a picnic, and we're going to need this to do that. So I figured might as well just get it while the sale's on. This is an essential, something that wasn't necessarily something that we needed to get right now, but seeing the sale made me figure I might as well save a little bit if I have to get it anyway. But everything else that you see here is absolutely an essential, and I think I did pretty good this week. So now that I'm done sharing everything for my haul, I'm gonna put everything away, and then I'm gonna be back to share some food inspo. I'm gonna share how I prepare the veal and how I serve it up with veggies. And I'm also going to share the KFI sauce with the chickpeas and some rice for a really quick and easy weeknight option or lunch option for those who are just looking for something takeout inspired, but obviously way cheaper at home. So first up, we're making the karahi sauce with chickpeas, and I'm serving this with rice and of course avocados. So I just cooked up 1 cup of rice in my pot because I didn't feel like using my Instant Pot to do so. I'm using the organic chickpeas that I just picked up this week, and also the KFI sauce that I mentioned I wanted to use. And I also have my cast iron pan here. So I'm just going to grab my avocado oil spray, and I just need a little bit of oil to coat the bottom of the pan. And then what I'm going to do is kind of like warm up the chickpeas first. So I've already rinsed and drained the chickpeas. And again, this is what the can looks like. You actually get a good amount of chickpeas in this can. This is what it looks like once it's rinsed and drained. And now I'm just going to go ahead and pour this into my cast iron pan. So now that it's in here, I'm just going to let it heat up for about maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Literally not much time at all. I just wanted to make sure that I got this going before I did anything else, because I want to check for any of my little friends in here. And luckily I didn't find them. So this is a fresh batch that I know I can enjoy and not have one eye open the whole time. If you know, you know what I'm talking about. But there are no little friends in this batch or in this can of chickpeas today. So that's a huge win for me. So again, I'm just going to let this simmer for about, or saute for about 2 to 3 minutes. And once I start smelling the chickpeas, I know it's time for me to just add my sauce. You can use chicken or paneer or cauliflower, whatever you want. But I'm using chickpeas because that's what the sample table lady served me. And now I'm just pouring this into the pan, and already I know this is going to be good, but you got to check your jar of sauce. And I'm noticing that there's just way too much sauce left over. So I'm going to do the old lady trick, and I'm going to pour some water in my jar, shake it around, and then pour the rest of that in there. Waste not, want not. We don't want anything to go to waste, especially since we spent our hard-earned money on this sauce, right? Plus, now I've actually done something to it. So technically, I'm making it from scratch, right? And that's just a joke. Don't take me seriously. But I just like to make sure that none of the sauce goes to waste. And I have to rinse the jar anyway to put it in the recycling bin. So I figure why not use what I have. So now I'm just giving everything a good mix before I cover it up and let it simmer for 5 minutes. Literally, that's all the time you need. And by the way, if you hear my children in the background, they're extra loud on this particular day for no reason at all. So enjoy the real life happening in the back. But this is what the instructions say on the jar. You can heat up your chicken or whatever protein or substitute you're going to use. Add the sauce. You only need 5 minutes for it to saute. or simmer, and then it's pretty much good to go. So just wanted to show you for, you know, instruction purposes. And if you're curious about the nutrition facts and the ingredients, I also wanted to share that as well. So I'm just gonna put mine on like a medium low, and then I'm gonna set a timer for 5 minutes so that I don't burn it and forget about it and then have to order takeout anyway. So after 5 minutes, this is what it looks like. It looks like it's simmering beautifully. When you see those little bubbles forming, that's when you know the sauce is heated up and ready to serve. I personally like to give it another mix because sometimes I find that the bottom, the sauce really does start to burn, and I don't really like that. So this is the consistency once it's finished. It looks so good. Like my mouth is salivating just looking at this right now, but it's just one of those quick and easy things that literally tastes like takeout, but obviously it's way cheaper, super quick. Literally from start to finish, all you need is 10 minutes. And so what I like to do to make it seem like it's been sitting for days like this, I like to turn off the heat, cover it, and let it sit for another 5 minutes to just have everything, all the flavors combine. And then I serve it up nice and hot. Now this is very, very spicy. If you can't handle the heat, I don't recommend you getting this sauce and making this meal because it's super spicy, but it's so good and flavorful. It smells like you've been cooking for the whole day, and all it took was 10 to 15 minutes. Next up on the menu, it's surf and turf night at Dee's house. Of course, we're grilling veggies again because why not? I'm using the veal that I purchased this week. I've never made this before, literally. I'm just winging it at this point. And I saved a little bit for another day because I couldn't fit any more of the veal in my pan here. So I just have it lined up pretty nicely. All I'm gonna do is add a little bit of olive oil, brush that on all the pieces on both sides, and then I'm just gonna season it with some pink salt and pepper for now because I just want to keep it simple. Again, I've never cooked with this before and it's going on the grill, so I figured the less I do initially, the better it'll be as an end result. So that's all I'm doing here. This is something that, you know, I've had before when I've gone to picnics and things like that, but it's just never something I've prepared myself. And I am batting my lashes and asking my hubby to put this on the grill. Even he was like, well, how do I make it? And I'm like, just grill it up, you know, just grill it up and it'll be fine. I know that you can also saute this or pan sear this inside. So that's another option in case you don't have access to a grill. But that's what it looks like, all oiled up and salt and peppered. That's all the seasoning I'll use for now. Later, I'm going to hit it with some butchons because we tasted it and it needed a little bit more flavor for our liking. Right now, I'm just prepping my veggies. I'm cutting off the ends of my asparagus and saving a good amount so that I can save it for T-Bone's dog food later on in the week when I have to cook for him again. That's something that I always like to do. Whatever food scraps I would normally have, I just save a little bit extra so I can add it into his meals and give him different flavor profiles, right? Like, how would you feel eating the exact same food every single day for your whole life? I would be so miserable. So I'm saving him some asparagus. Now I just have one yellow bell pepper. I'm just taking out the seeds in the middle and I'm rough chopping it to a size that you would literally put on like a kebab, and that's kind of what I'm working with. I like when my peppers on the grill still have a little crisp to it, and I also like when they're not cut too small because then it's just not the vibe that I'm going for. So I literally just rough chop this. Oh, and by the way, I'm adding the broccoli tender stems in here as well. That's our favorite on the grill, and I just like it that way. I feel like sometimes in life we take things way too seriously, and cutting veggies a specific size for everything when it literally doesn't matter is like such a waste of your time. You know, just rough chop it. You're gonna eat it all anyways, so what difference does it make? And for someone like me who likes their veggies still a little crisp, the bigger the better, obviously just not too big, right? And so now I have my red onion. I'm just cutting this into fours and then I'm gonna rough separate them with my hands. I'm also gonna season this with some olive oil, and you betcha I'm gonna use my vegetable seasoning. I saw in the comments recently that some of you were saying that you bought this seasoning. It was a little bit on the pricey side, but it was good. And let me tell you, this seasoning is a summer essential for me. I find that whenever I'm grilling veggies, I just add this on there just because I know it's going to taste even better with it there. And because I don't like to dirty things that I don't need to, I don't use a spoon or anything to mix. I just shake the bowl as much as I can, and that's kind of how I combine the seasoning, the oil, and all the ingredients together. We actually grill it on a tray that I bought at Costco last summer, I think it was, and it's been a lifesaver. This is what the veal is looking like, by the way, and again, it didn't have enough flavor, so we just hit it with a little bit of Bachan's barbecue sauce. I also added in the air fryer some calamari, and I also added to my air fryer some garlic bread just to balance out the meal a bit. So now I'm serving hubby his plate. The kids said that the beef tastes like bacon. I'll definitely be making this again, and I'll buy the veal more often. I think this would be perfect for like a stir fry night since it's cut thin. So here are my cucumbers, which are planted. The leaves are not looking so good. There's definitely some damage to them. We've had so much cold and rain and really humid days, and so these older leaves are struggling, but I am growing some new ones, and these leaves are the ones that will normally start to get more and more, and then we'll finally start getting long enough leaves where this climbs upwards, and we'll be able to start seeing some flowering happening for the cucumbers. But the soil is nice and wet, a little bit too wet, because that's why this is red. When it has the right amount of liquid, or water I should say, it'll be down to here. But right now we've just been getting so much rain that the soil is extremely wet. So this is what the cucumbers are looking like. I have a little weed here that I need to go ahead and pull out. That was so easy to pull. I'm just gonna toss it down there. But these are going to be my English cucumbers. Hopefully they grow, because I've never planted cucumbers that look this sad. But I got hope. I got hope that if I come out here and talk to it often, things will go well for me. Over here I also have my heirloom tomatoes. These are looking mighty fine. For some reason my planter is like expanding over to the side, and I think it's because there's too much water in here. As you see, this is also red, which means there's too much water in here. So I'm hoping that as the days get a little bit sunnier, things will get a little bit better. The leaves are looking a little limp right now, but they're also not looking as sad as my cucumbers. So I'm really happy with what this looks like so far. That's what my tomatoes are gonna look like. Hopefully, if it grows. This has been the 1 year where I've let go of the control. I've been needing to have a really good garden. I'm just at the mercy of what the weather decides. It's been a very awkward year for growing, so we'll just see what happens here. And I just want to point out how amazing these planters are. I bought them at Costco last year, and they worked amazingly well. This one looks pretty much just as good as new. I like that it has the storage underneath, so I keep my extra shovels and stuff there, and whatever stuff that I have that I didn't toss out. And I wonder if it has like a draining system underneath. I don't think it does. I'm a little concerned about the overwatering from all the rain, but there's not much that I can do about that, I guess. I'm gonna have to have some faith that it'll all work out for me. And now, since I'm in the backyard, I wanted to open up this outdoor blanket that I bought to make sure that it's a good enough size for a family of 4 before I put it in my car to use on adventures this summer. So opening up was pretty easy. You just have to undo the Velcro and it folds out very easily. I was super worried that it would have a huge Columbia sign or writing in the middle of it like the picture showed, but thank goodness it didn't, because I don't like a lot of branded stuff like that. And on this day, the soil and the grass was actually pretty wet because, again, all the rain that we've been getting. And I can feel that it's wet, but the blanket didn't actually get wet. I only know that it's wet because it felt a little cold, you know, to the touch. So I was just trying different ways to be on this blanket to see if it's actually comfortable, if, you know, I can lay down while the kids are sitting to eat, if I can see myself reading a book on here. And it passed the test. This is proving to be a really good investment for the family. So I also wanted to show you if this was easy to fold up without looking at any instructions or remembering how I unfolded it. And it was pretty easy. You just got to make sure that you're rolling it up as tight as you can so that the Velcro can reach itself. And other than that, this is great. I'm really happy with it. And if you have a chance to pick it up this summer, I recommend that you get it too. Plus, I really like this print and the picture that I have on here. Because I had a foreign object that T-Bone has never seen before, he needs to walk in the backyard and inspect if I'm safe. He has no idea what that blanket was, and he's now taking out his frustration on this poor dead stick here. So now he's just getting a little fresh air, inspecting the area, protecting it like he always does. And I know a bunch of you love to see T-Bone in the videos, so I just wanted to share some footage of him just roaming in his zone here. He loves it, and I can't wait for the day where we have a really big backyard so he can just run wild and free with the kids back here. It would just be a dream come true. So that's it for my haul this week. Thank you all so much for watching and spending your time here with me. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. It helps me to understand that you're enjoying the videos that I share here. And if you're new and you haven't yet subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe and join the fam. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.